What's up, manga fans? This is Raphael from C Manga, and I'm here to give you a review of this week's chapter of Bleach 580 The Light. So, first things first, I have to take back what I said about the female Sternritters last week. I pretty much said that I had little to no interest in their characters or their involvement in the plot. I just wanted them to be one shot by Kenpachi and the story just be done with them and they just be written over. But this chapter made me change my mind. Kubo kind of highlighted some interesting qualities when he revealed their powers. They don't seem like the typical canon for the characters I was expecting it to be. They kind of seem like a bit more relevant than I originally thought. I'm not obviously going to say as relevant as someone as like Juha or Hashwild or any of the other Sternritters that we've seen. But obviously, because how they were introduced, they seemed like they were insignificant, like lower than Bambietta, the way she kind of was going on. But they killed her. Now they've come along and they've dealt some serious damage to Kenpachi, and yeah, pretty much gangbanged him into submission. Their powers were very weird, but very interesting, some of them, and I enjoyed it. I mean, it was a shame, obviously, Kenpachi getting, worked over like that. But what can you expect when he's just come out of a battle with Grammy and he's pretty much was on death row in terms of his organs being like damaged from the inside, like and all the other things like he's being sucked into space. I ain't gonna go over that. You guys know he was tired and hurt, but it looks like he was kind of used as a plot device to introduce whoever is going to come in at the end of this chapter with that cliffhanger. So them just female Sternritters are most likely going to get their asses handed to by this character, whoever that may be. So yeah, the chapter itself is as I said, the beginning part we see who shocked the Shinigami at the end of last week's chapter, and it was the Candy's catnip girl. She's Sternritter T, and her ability is the Thunderbolt, as you would have guessed. And yeah, she's pretty much roasted some of the Shinigami, and she was intending to kill the rest. But Kenpachi stepped in, tried to attack her from behind, but she managed to dodge and electrocute him. And then the other Sternritter, I think it was Menanus Macron, I can't pronounce it properly. She was Sternritter P. Her, which was obvious actually the power because of what she performed in this. She punched Kenpachi down, and yeah, basically 2 hits and he was down for the count. And they were still surprised by this though, because they were like, you just finished having a fight with Grimmy and you're still able to move around. Are you some kind of monster? And yes, he is. This is something that's been elaborated on. Kenpachi is a true monster, so we don't need to hear any more of that. But yeah, after this, this chapter just started to turn really weird and gruesome. I mean, the little Sternritter girl, Lilotto Rampart, her ability was Sternritter G, the glutton. And when I saw this, I was like, my god, like there was decapitation on screen in the panels, like of 4 Shinigami that was trying to help Kenpachi. And I was just wow, that's a bit gruesome. She just chomped their head off, like her mouth kind of just stretched. She just went nom nom and chopped their heads, decapitated them. And then she was like, I'm still hungry, you taste bad, but I'll eat the rest of you. When I saw this, I kind of thought back to Resident Evil 4 when you kill one of the, when you shoot off one of the Lost Plaga's heads and the thing comes out and, bites off your head if you're too close. I was thinking like, wow, that's a bit, similar to that. So it was kind of funny but gruesome seeing that. But as I said, I enjoyed that part. Kenpachi tries again, he gets shocked. He's pretty much nothing in this chapter. He's just getting brushed aside. And yeah, he was what was it? I think the other Shinigami tried to come along and help him, and that Menanus guy, girl, so he comes along with her power ability, picked up like an entire building and crushed them. And it was just like they're completely helpless against this little group of Sternritter girls. And the final one, which I really enjoyed, I think it was Sternritter Z. Her and the little girl had the most interesting powers. She was called the Zombie Gazelle. I think, was it Gazelle Janelle? I can't pronounce her name, but yeah, she was the last one. The Shinigami basically ganged up on her. She's like pretending, giving them a false sense of security that she can't fight. So one of them cut her now, and she's like split down the middle. She's kind of hanging off, you know, her arms and shoulders hanging off from, you know, the rest of her torso. And she's like, oh, my blood stained you, and it's like, now I have you under my control, my zombies. So she's like, commit suicide. They all kill themselves because the blood has gone on them, and now she controls them. And then she's healed herself up, and I'm like, my gosh, that power is amazing. I think that reminds me of, I think it was something like in Code Geass. It wasn't where you could, someone, I can't remember the guy's name, but he could kind of control people and make them commit suicide. So that was a kind of another cameo kind of, you know, reference in this chapter to me. So Resident Evil 4 and Code Geass kind of featured in this chapter for me. It was crazy seeing that, but yeah, those two powers, the glutton and the zombie, were probably the most interesting and gruesome. So then we come to, obviously, you know, the little cliffhanger of the chapter. Kenpachi is surrounded, he can't move, he's even thinking, crap, I can't even move, and he's on the floor kind of roasted up, and he even thinks, am I going to die, while they're all enjoyably trying to, you know, bicker among themselves which Sternritter among them is going to kill Kenpachi. But that's interrupted by a massive blast in the sky, and they're all shocked. So who is that going to be coming down from the sky, or whatever that explosion was? My bet's on Ichigo, because I haven't seen the guy for nearly 6 months. I've been waiting for this guy to come back. Yeah, he's my favorite character, I'm not even gonna lie. But plot wise, he's been gone for a good while, and I could only see either Ichigo or someone on equal power level, or someone near Ichigo's power level, will be able to save Kenpachi. Rukia, Renji and Byakuya has already been introduced, so I doubt it's one of them, unless Yachiru has returned and to come to save Kenpachi. Maybe that's the case, but it seems like it's most likely Ichigo coming down from the Bleach version of Snake Way, hopefully, and gonna show us his powers over 9,000. So hopefully we get to see him in action, if that's him, next chapter. I mean, he has been gone for a long time. I mean he disappears from the manga more often than Goku disappeared from the manga in Dragon Ball, and at least we got a glimpse of him every now and then. Ichigo is gone for a solid 6 months, so that's crazy. So hopefully it is him that's come back. But yeah, the chapter itself, I said it was enjoyable. Kind of annoying that Kenpachi got, as I said, worked over and gangbanged like that, but like I said, he was weakened. I'm pretty sure, if I can't remember, I'd have to look, but I'm pretty sure he never pulled off his eye patch, so he wasn't really at full power. And as I said, they ganged up on him. He was weak. There's not much you can do, so I'm not really bothered by this. Obviously I'm a bit irritated that he's being used as a plot device to introduce the next character to, you know, showcase their strength, but whatever, innit, that's how Bleach works, and I'm not too bothered, because if it is Ichigo, I'm not gonna really care. I just want to see him come back and showcase his new power. So anyway, I've rabbled on for a bit. As I said, this chapter was interesting, gruesome. As I said, the last week's chapter was weird in this eerie way. This one was gruesome in a gory way. So as I said, it was all fun, the way Kuba's going with these dark chapters lately. So anyway, that's all I can say about this. You've heard my predictions, my thoughts about this chapter. What about you? Did you enjoy this chapter? Who do you think's made that explosion at the end? Who's coming down to help? And yeah, whatever else you feel about this chapter, let me know in the comment box below. So yeah, also, if you guys are new to this channel, if you're watching this for the first time and you enjoyed what you saw, subscribe for more content in the channel, and I'll speak to you guys next week.